I'm gonna be straight up. There is no such thing as the perfect game.
Blood are glowing. Vampire.
Is it 1358 yet?
No.
Then f*** off.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Hey there everyone, my name is Delapo, and this is Potentially Perfect. Before we go any further, you're here because of a review, so please go and read the review first. I'll link it in the description. It makes a lot of points about how the game isn't perfect, and I just want you guys to go ahead and get your own impressions of the review first before you come here. And if you enjoy the content, feel free to like, subscribe, and share the video. So PUBG 1.0, huh? Not many of us saw this day ever coming. Personally, I love the idea of early access in theory. The idea of helping developers create a game just makes sense. I mean, I love that. Honestly, I believe that if the fans had more of a hand in developing Battlefront 2, maybe... But I digress. In concept, early access works for me. But eventually, a game has to come out. And when it does, it will be reviewed. I've already explained my distaste for the numbered review scale. If you want to hear more about that, follow this card right here or in the description below. But to keep it short, it's a problem of perception. When you give a game or anything a 10 out of 10, you give up the idea that it's without flaw. This is why I wanted you to read Chris's review first. I don't think Chris is daft or unaware. In fact, Chris is well aware of what's going on in PUBG, but we've all loved games so much and believed that they were beyond reproach. Hell, I think Beautiful Joe is the best thing to come out of Capcom in the past 15 years. So it's important to discuss the narrative around the score rather than just the score itself. That's something our fan base is going to have to understand and learn as time goes forward. But I also put some fault on Chris. While I fully understand why Chris enjoyed the game, I don't think enough was done to portray why it deserved that score. All of that said, I think people put too much stock into numbers. I think the context of the review is what really matters. But like I said, I don't think that the context of this particular review made it crystal clear as to why the score was received. But it did shed light. His reasoning leads me to believe that this game deserves a 10 out of 10 primarily because it's fun. But can you really fault someone for that? Yes, and you should! The idea that a game can garner a 10 out of 10 solely for being fun boggles my mind, but at the same time, I kinda get it. I can't help but reiterate that we've all done this. The only difference between us and Chris is that he writes for a major review site. This isn't the first time this has happened, and it's definitely not going to be the last. This is definitely going to happen again and again. Numbers at the end of reviews are the only thing that people seem to care about. And that's not the way it should be, but like Celine Dion would say, that's the way it is. But as gamers, we need to have the mentality that the person, yes person, not company, that wrote the review is a gamer, just like you. I'm sure there are a lot of people at Polygon who reacted to that review the same way that most of us did. But at the end of the day, it's just some guy who really liked the game, and that's nothing to raise a pitchfork at. It's not an excuse, it's an explanation. Stay perfect.